copy of the score sheet so that they'll know exactly what their damage total will be. We don't really know when Dan and I are going to bowl yet. It'll be sometime in the next couple of weeks, but I think we are going to have at least a few witnesses there, because there is always the chance that I could win, and we got to have some witnesses on hand.
Just listen for the thunder, that's all. Now, may I interject that was pathetic? Simply pathetic. That was a swan song if I ever heard it. God.
Obviously, this psychological warfare is affecting you already. John Potorski with a 3-pin lead going into Game 3. Oh, he makes the cut shot for the 10. Fine shot on the 2 and the 6. Worth another look. Just catching the back of the 6-pin.
I don't expect this match to be much more than 3 or 4 pins all the way down now.
It's been single figures the whole way through. Neither bowler has been able to really grab an advantage.
This is the shots that each bowler is saying to themselves, I can't make a mistake now. I have to make the ones that are there and maybe make a couple cut shots, the ones you don't expect to make. 3-6.
Mark number 9 for John Potorski. All but one of them have been spares. Pat Pay.
4 horsemen left and a 9-pin in the back. No wood. Ooh, just sliding by that headman.
Looked pretty good other than that. And it's still there. $9.
Of course, that adds 1 pin more to John's lead because he is opposite the 10 box by John Potorski. Target half push to right.
Playing it inside and almost converting. Am I right in saying that years ago, 10, 15 years ago maybe, you hardly ever saw anyone play a shot like that on the inside, and now everybody's doing it?
Yeah, I think if you don't play it on the inside, you're more tendency to leave the 5-pin standing. For some reason, the ball's going away, where if you play the headpin does much more damage flying around. I think that's the thinking behind it all.
But it's interesting how that whole strategy has changed over the years. You didn't see that many people trying that years ago. Not quite for John. After the 6 fill on the spare, increasing his lead to 10.
And refuses to leave anything standing. 10 box, spare 6, 10.
Oh, big first ball. That time kicked it out. Right. Oh, when the 5-pin fell over, it fell right on top of a piece of dead wood, and it deflected it into the 8. Watch.
You're absolutely right. Look like the 5-8 here. There goes the 5, and a piece of wood comes rolling over and nudge it into the 8-pin for the strike. And now the pressure is clearly on Pat Pay. 1, 2, 4, and 10. Not an easy spare leave.
Oh,
dropped that ball almost right on the foul line, maybe even a little bit behind it. Oh, that's what he wanted to do. Nice 10 box, but needs marks. Lead remains 10 for John Potorski, but he also has a strike posted already in the 4th.
Triangle for Pat. 3, 5, 6. That's a big spare right there. We'll take a break with 6 boxes to go. Each bowler with a mark up in the 4th. John Potorski's lead is 10. We'll be back for the rest of this semifinal match after these words. John Potorski leading by 10 and working on a strike. Looking for a double.
Oh. That ball broke into the 1-2 pocket, but nice and tight, and looked like the 5-10 at first. 5 went down, but that close to a double strike. And I think the wood is deep enough so he can actually use it if he's to the right of the red line. Yes, sir. Spare on strike.
$11 marks now for John. He had 20 last week. A little full that time.
2, 4, and 10. However, piece of wood out in front. Looks like the wood could take those 2, and the ball might take the 10. Oh, he's too high.
Just a little bit too high.
With his reaction, I guess he was playing it that way. I would have tried to carry the ball off that wood, but by his reaction, he was playing the cap. And again, he makes me look bad.
And the 10. So at least a bit of an opening for Pat Pay as he steps up working on a spare. He's opposite a spare, but then the open box after that. Pat can't afford to let it get too much farther out of hand now.
Well, the 7 fill is a good fill on the spare. However, he's looking at the 6, 7, 10. And a couple pieces of wood over near the 7 pin, but it doesn't look like either one of them is going to help. It's coming off the wall.
Oh, what a shot! Oh, yeah!
Oh, my!
Wood.
Oh, my!
No wood necessary on that shot.
Inside of the 6 pin, off the wall. What a shot.
Mark that one down. A little star next to that mark.
Seems a shame. You should get like 5 or 6 automatically on a shot like that, plus what you get in the next ball.
Not this time. Pat actually losing ground here with the 5 fill. In spite of the spectacular spare, he now trails by 16 with 4 boxes to go. John Potorski looking for his 2nd straight win. For the spare? No, on the 7.
Or a 2nd straight win and a chance, or at least put himself in a position to possibly become the next Tournament of Champion qualifier. However, standing in his way, or in the way of one of these bowlers, is Bob Kelly.
Oh, big ball that time for John, and it'll be the 4 pin.
Well, the 8th box, always pivotal box going down the stretch. He's got a mark in it right now.
His 12th mark overall. Pat Pay has 10, and he could use a couple right here. Already trailing by 16. He's opposite an open frame, and he'll have a triangle right in the center of the lane.
5, 8, and 9. Ooh.
No.
A little full on the 5, didn't carry the 8 pin. Can gain 1 and count, but he needs marks. 15 is the lead.
Now he really almost has to put one up here to match John's.
15 is 2 mark deficit. He's got 1 facing him now, so another triangle.
This time with some wood to help. Piece of wood frozen on the back of the 5 pin, it appears. The 2, 4, and 5, and again the same pin. This time the 4 pin stays up, but the left pin of the triangle comes up and bites Pat both times.
His only hope now is to have John not fill this mark. John were to get 7 or 8 on this and another one, it's going to be real tough for Pat.
John off target, but he does get 7. Pushes the lead up to 23.
Double strike territory for Pat Pay.
Nope. That's a 9. So if John gets at least an 8 in this box, he will force Pat to double strike, and there's 7 already.
Three, 6, 10 for a spare. Looks good. Oh
no. Well, it'll still mean a double strike though for Pat Pay. And that's a 9 for John. 127 and a 3-game total of 369. So a far cry from the 428 that he rolled a week ago, but it may be enough unless Pat Pay can roll a double strike somewhere here in these last 2 boxes.
20 in both boxes will leave him 1 pin shy, so he has to.
Oh, wow.
He can't afford to miss this, though. He'll still have a chance with a double strike in the 10th.
He's got it. Spare in the 9th. So it's pretty simple for Pat Pay right now. It's got to be a strike on this ball.
Must throw a strike.
And that's just to keep him alive. He has 3 strikes already, and
oh, can you believe that?
Close. He throws 2 9-drops in the last 2 boxes. It won't be enough. A 9-drop on the spare, but John Potorski is going to advance. Now, if this piece of wood keeps rolling...
No, it stopped.
It started to roll back, and we were both thinking the same thing. But it stopped way out on front of the plate, and so Cindy Sissom will remove it, and Pat will have just a single pin to shoot at. It won't have any bearing on the outcome of the match. John Potorski has advanced to the finals next week against Bob Kelly, winning a close one here against Pat Pay, who comes up with 2 9-drops and 2 spares in the final 2 boxes, but he's going to be just short.
If he throws a strike now, I think he loses by 2.
That's correct. Which would just add to the agony, I suppose. It's a 5-drop for Pat, a 123, a 3-game total of 362. John Potorski wins by 7 over Pat Pay. Pretty indicative of the way the match went throughout. John was able to put a couple of marks together and build that lead a bit, holding on to win it by 7. We'll be back to talk to the bowlers and set you up for championship week next. Welcome back to Stars and Strikes. Doug Brown along with Dan Murphy. Semifinal week now in the book. We'll have the championship next weekend. We'll tell you about that in a few minutes. John Potorski, again, not the big score this time, but he got the marks that he needed, especially since he had to bowl first in that 3rd game.
Yeah, it was fun to watch both of these guys. Back and forth they went. Some great shot making, and well, John won out in the end. Tomorrow could be something different with Pat, but it was a great match to watch.
All right, let's meet both of our bowlers. First of all, let's call up Pat Pay. Round of applause for Pat, who has not been with us for a while. $250 is the prize for you, sir. Step right around here so we can get you on camera. It's been a little while. It's good to see you again.
Well, it's going to be a long while if I keep bowling like that. No, you can't expect to win when you throw 2s and 5s on spares. Just, you know.
Well, I know we talked before the show, and you were saying that you've been happy with the way you've been bowling this year, for the most part, though, right?
Well, until today.
Right. Well, that's what happens sometimes. But don't make it so long before you come back and visit again, all right?
I'll be back.
All right. Thanks, Pat. Congratulations. And now John Potorski will roll our bonus ball. Lane 31 is the place, and we're going to try for a match here. We've got $80 in the jackpot, as it will be John Potorski trying to match for one of you lucky viewers at home. We have 2 brand new sets of bowling balls as well from Paramount Industries, and it's a big strike. It's going to have to be the full board here on this one, Dan. It's going to have to be the full board on this card. Not a match. The card from Concord, we'll straighten out the name later, but the postcard comes to us from Concord, New Hampshire, and a very nice cruise ship postcard, I might add. But the guess was 9, And so the jackpot will go up to $90 next week. Step right in here, sir. Congratulations. Don't be shy. I know the score wasn't quite as good this time, but it is a W.
That's exactly right. It is a W. You know, I lucked out, really. You know, I hit the head pin a couple of times there, and, you know, they broke up pretty good, and I had spare leaves. And like Danny was saying, that, you know, I made some good spare shots there at 2-1. The wood there, that looked pretty.
Well, as you know, it doesn't tend to get easier as you move up the ladder, and we do have a guy named Bob Kelly waiting for next week.
Bobby is Bobby, let me tell you. He throws strikes like it's unbelievable. Him and Peter, I'll tell you, they're in the same category, let me tell you.
Well, we look forward to next weekend. We know you'll be here. Congratulations again on making it to the finals, and we'll see you next week against Bob.
Thank you.
All right, John, congratulations. After his second straight win, this time with a 369, and getting the win by 7 pins over Pat Pay to move into the finals, and that means going into next week's championship week, we look for Bob Kelly to come in. He is already qualified for the doubles tournament of champions, and now he's got a chance to make it a double by getting into this one as well.
Yeah, this should be interesting. You're not going to have one of those guys like double for you when we do this bowl-a-thon, are you?
I may have like a mask.
We're going to have a judge.
I'm gonna wear a mask or something to make you think it's somebody else. Let's talk about this a little bit. In fact, since Dan brought it up, our bowl-a-thon for the Salem Boys and Girls Clubs. We'd love you to participate. It's a fun event to raise money for a great cause here at Park Place Lanes. The bowl-a-thon itself will be on Saturday, January 29th, and of course, you're more than welcome to come down here to Park Place Lanes and take part live in the proceedings. But if not, and if you'd like to make a donation, we would love to hear from you here at Park Place Lanes. And the way you can do that is by just sending a check in, mailing it into Bowl-a-thon, and you can make your check out to Bowl-a-thon as well. Send it to Park Place Lanes, Route 28, Windham, New Hampshire, 03087. But when you send your check in, please be sure and indicate somewhere on your note or on the check Doug or Dan, because we're trying to see who of the two of us will raise more money for the Boys and Girls Clubs. Now, if you don't want to send in a flat amount, if you'd like to make it a little more interesting for you and for us, you can pledge a certain amount per pin. For instance, you can pledge a penny, a nickel, a dime, whatever you can afford per pin. We're going to be rolling 3 games, Dan and I, against each other at a secret location sometime between now and when the bowl-a-thon occurs. But as I said, we do have to have witnesses, because in the event that I do win, I mean, can you imagine that if I were to like bowl you somewhere and beat you and there was no one there to see it? Can you imagine the tough time I'd have selling that to somebody?
Am I bowling with a blindfold or something? That's not going to happen. That's just not going to happen. You're polished with a microphone, but I get more polished out here in the lanes.
Well, of course, we're doing it for a great cause. The Salem Boys and Girls Club. That's the important thing. I get people out here rooting for me already. They're warming up for this. I can tell. Championship week next Saturday and Sunday here on the Winds. First of all, on Stars and Strikes doubles Saturday at noon. Sunday at noon back here on singles. It'll be John Potorski and Bob Kelly. We look forward to seeing you then. Until then, for Dan Murphy and the whole crew, I'm Doug Brown. Have a good week, everybody.